Welcome back to Homestead Heart. And today I am in the kitchen getting our freshly harvested sweet corn all washed and cleaned up to be put away. I'm simply removing the corn silks right now from each and every ear of corn. However, there is something so absolutely satisfying about looking at a nice big basket full of fresh sweet corn and knowing that before the day is over, every bit of it will be put away for future meals. This is one of the jobs that takes a little bit of time. And actually, depending on how much corn you're actually harvesting, could take a lot of time. But it definitely pays you back over and over and over again all throughout the year. I'm running a bath of cold water here to put my sweet corn in once it comes out of the hot pot. I am blanching the sweet corn for about 5 minutes in this big pot of boiling water, and I put as much in that pot as I possibly can. And once I get the corn in, I just allow it to sit in that hot water for a good 5 minutes. And from there, it'll go directly into the cold water bath. Now, today we are preserving this corn for the freezer. It's a simple process that locks in all of the fresh flavor from the summer. And not only that, processing your sweet corn also helps to reduce any food waste that you would otherwise have if you did not process it. Whether you're freezing it or canning it, the way to save your food to prevent that food waste is to simply preserve it one way or another. So this will give us that wonderful taste of summer, fresh taste of sweet corn, long after the garden has stopped producing. Now I'm getting the corn and I'm putting it in the pot. I'm getting ready to transfer it over to the sink so that I can get it in the cold water. And once I get it over to the sink, I'll just take my time and put each and every ear of corn in that cold water bath. And that will stop the cooking process as well. We don't want the corn to continue cooking, so this is exactly why we take it and we drop it in the cold water. I don't bother with putting ice in the water bath, just simply because the ice would melt and I have so much corn to process that I won't be producing that much ice to get it all done. So I just change the water out periodically and make absolute sure that I get it all in the cold water and let it sit there until it is completely cool, even if I have to change the water out multiple times. I am feeling so blessed right now. This has been such an amazing year for corn harvest for us here on the homestead. And I can't tell you how thankful I'm feeling. I'm getting my last batch into this cool water to start the cool down process, and I'll just toss it around a little bit to start it to cool down. But first, let's go ahead and take care of this basil harvest. I don't know, I like to let my basil sit in a little bit of water before I actually spin it out and get it ready for processing however I am going to process it. I will put it in some water, and if I think there's some kind of worms or something on it, I will even put a little bit of salt just to make sure I get the worms off before I'm going to put it in my dehydrator or my freeze dryer, or I'm going to can it with something fresh, right? So I like to just kind of make sure I get the bugs out before. Some nice basil before I process it. So now this, I'm going to sit this to the side. Now what I'm actually getting ready to do now is make my sourdough starter. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I could use the hard white wheat. I don't think I have enough in here, but I probably do. I got that water going for my last batch of corn that's in that pot, heating up. I think I will use the hard white. I have enough in here that I can do that. Hard red or hard white, either one. They both are packed with protein. So this is going to be perfect for the sourdough starter. Oh, I didn't vacuum seal that. I try to vacuum seal my wheat because if you don't keep the air out, sometimes the larvae can hatch, especially if you're using wheat that you've had longer than 6 months. If you do not store it in an airtight container, that larva, that weevil larva, has an opportunity to hatch out. Now, I have to get back to my corn. This corn just came out of the pot, so this is still pretty warm. Now this water has gotten hot. And this is the reason why I don't bother with trying to put ice in the water, because the hot corn is just going to heat it up super fast. So what I have to do is once I get this corn in here and it's sitting in here for a minute and the water is kind of really, really warm, I have to drain that water out. And I have to start again with some cold water and I let it sit. And I may have to do this just twice, but depending on how hot, I may have to do it 3 times. But I don't have enough ice for all of this corn. So I have to do it this way. And I think what would be ideal if I could do this maybe outside and be able to capture all of the water that I have used to be able to use that for watering something else outside instead of just letting it go down the drain. hmm Now, the way I package my corn is very, very simple. I'm just using a freezer bag. I am going to put the day, the month, and the year, and this is July of 26. And what I'm going to do is just simply, and this is why I like to stand the corn kind of like this up in the bin to allow that excess water to drain. The corn won't be perfectly dry, but it won't have all of that water in it as well. So I like to let my corn just kind of sit like this, and then I package it up in the bags, and that way it's mostly dry. Even if it has water on the tips from sitting upside down, that's still better than the entire cob sitting there like that, full of water. So that is 5 ears of corn. I could probably get 2 smaller ones in here. I don't know, but I'm gonna try. Still have some silks on there, but that's okay. So now I'm gonna turn the water off. and then close my bag up until I get to the middle, and then I'm gonna push out as much air as I possibly can, and I'll close my bag up. This would be better if you could use a food saver to vacuum seal the air out, but my old food saver that I purchased like almost 30 years ago, it gave out a few years back. And when I saw the price of food savers, I said to myself, that is kind of out of my price range now. Because the food saver that I purchased 20 years ago, I think I paid $70 for, and it was a nice one. And I said, gosh, really? They have to be that expensive now? And I don't even use it that much? I don't think so. So I just put it in my freezer bags here, put the month and the year, and these can go in the freezer. I'm going to try to keep count of how many ears that we have, and that way I'll know what I'm working with. Because in truth, there's only so much that I need for the year. The rest of this is going to go to the children and the grandbabies. Mm-hmm. So now we have 15 1-gallon bags of freshly harvested corn ready to go in the deep freeze. And I got about 5 ears roughly per bag. Some of the ears are smaller, so that allowed me to get more than 5 ears in a bag, like this one, for example. These are smaller. And yes, it's the same variety of corn, but those are smaller than these. But for the most part, we got about 5 good ears of corn in every bag. So I am very happy about the harvest. One thing to keep in mind is to never plant more corn than you can process all at once. Okay. So if you're going to be growing corn and you don't mind processing, once you harvest about 50 from 50 plants, well, you do have to process those. You can't leave these out to just sit for days and days and days. You can't do that because the wonderful sugars that are in this corn at some point will turn into starch. And once they are starchy, the corn becomes chalky and you can't even eat the corn. You're going to have to throw it to the chickens. All right. So make sure that when you process this corn and when you harvest it, make sure that day you are ready to process this corn and get it put up as well. So it's late in the evening and we still have more to do on the homestead. I still have a ton of tomatoes I got to get in here and get those ready for some different dishes that we're going to be using tomatoes for. All right. So hopefully you found this little video helpful, all about the corn. We got the corn harvested, cleaned up. Now it's ready to go in the deep freezer. So thank y'all for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings. And remember, you all, like Mr. H say, yes, yes, y'all. I don't know why Mr. H say that, but he do. Oh, he always say it's some old school thing from back in the day, but I felt the need to say it on his behalf since he wasn't in here. Thanks for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. I will see you in the next video. And remember, you all, grow your groceries.